Welcome back. President Abdel Fattah Sisi sent a condolences cable to Namibian President Nangolo Mumba on the death of former President Sam Nujuma, the first president and founder of the Republic of Namibia, who passed away after years of fight for his country and the African continent. President Sisi also offered his condolences to the family of the late Namibian president and to the Namibian people, wishing them patience. President Sisi stressed that the late Namibian president left prominent marks on the continent's history and its struggle for freedom, independence and prosperity for its people. As Sisi emphasized that the relations and ties between Egypt and the former president in his fight to liberate his country are a model for solidarity among brothers, countries across the continent, and reflects Egypt's commitment to support its brothers everywhere. Namibia's founding father, Sam Nujuma, who led his country's fight for independence from South Africa, died aged 95.
Sam Nujuma, the fiery white-bearded freedom fighter who led Namibia to independence from apartheid South Africa in 1990 and served as its first president for 15 years, coming to be known as the father of his nation, has died. He was 95. Njuma's death was announced Sunday by current Namibian President Nangolo Mumba, who said that Njuma died on Saturday night after being hospitalized in the capital. He said in a statement that the foundations of the Republic of Namibia have been shaken over the past 3 weeks. The founding president of the Republic of Namibia and founding father of the Namibian nation was hospitalized for medical treatment and medical observation due to ill health. Njuma was the last of a generation of African leaders who brought their countries out of colonial or white minority rule that included South Africa's Nelson Mandela, Zimbabwe's Robert Mugabe, Zambia's Kenneth Kaunda, Tanzania's Julius Nyerere, and Mozambique's Samora Machel. Njuma spent nearly 30 years in exile as leader of Namibia's independence movement before returning for parliamentary elections in late 1989, their first democratic vote in the country. He was elected president by lawmakers months later in 1990, and Namibia's independence was confirmed. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said Njuma led Namibia's independence movement against the seemingly unshakable might of colonial and apartheid authorities. Sam Njuma inspired the Namibian people to pride and resistance that belied the size of the population.
The Foreign Ministry said that Egypt condemned the statements made by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the U.S. media, describing them as misleading accusations. In a Foreign Ministry statement, Egypt stressed that Netanyahu's statement is opposite to Egypt's efforts since the beginning of Israeli aggression on Gaza and entering urgent humanitarian aid into the Palestinian people. The Foreign Ministry said that Egypt condemned the statements made by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in U.S. media, describing them as misleading accusations. In a Foreign Ministry statement, Egypt stressed that Netanyahu's statements is opposition to Egypt's efforts since the beginning of Israeli aggression on Gaza and entering urgent humanitarian aid into the Palestinian people's enclave. The latest was 5,000 trucks from Egypt since the ceasefire deal has begun, in addition to the entrance of the injured and those who have dual nationalities. Egypt also asserted that these statements aim to cover and distract attention away of the flagrant violation made by Israel against civilians, destroying vital Palestinian facilities and using blockade and starvation as weapons against civilians. Egypt also expressed its total rejection of any statements that targeted the displacement of Palestinians to Egypt, Jordan or Saudi Arabia, describing the expression as its solidarity with the brave sons of Gaza who stick to their lands despite what they are facing of horrors while defending their fair and legislative cause. Egypt also stressed its strict position towards Egyptian and Arab basics of the Palestinian right in establishing their state on the borders of the 4th of June 1967 with East Jerusalem as its capital. Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati highlighted the full Arab agreement on the refusing and rejecting of the displacement of the Palestinian people from their homeland. The statements came during a meeting Abdelati held with U.S. Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen, members of the Foreign Affairs Committee at the Congress. Foreign Ministry spokesman Tamim Khalaf said on Monday that the meeting tackled means of enhancing the strategic partnership between Egypt and the United States. Khalaf added that Abdelati discussed the relentless efforts exerted by Egypt to boost the security and stability of the Middle East, pointing out to what the Egyptian-American partnership and cooperation represented as one of the main pillars in supporting those efforts. The spokesman noted that the meeting witnessed an extended dialogue and an exchange of views regarding the recent development of the Palestinian cause. The Rafah border crossing on Monday continues receiving and entering 8 trucks into Gaza Strip. In line with the ceasefire deal, it also continues receiving the Palestinian patients and injured from the Strip for treatment in the Egyptian hospitals. On Sunday, the 8th group of patients passed, while the 7th group and their companions passed on Saturday to provide the needed treatment in the Egyptian hospitals. Hamas Gaza chief Khalil al-Hayya said on Monday that the plans of the West